This simple video literally going to take you through a small nutritional intervention I had with Mark today, someone who a coach at the gym, and we dived into the lack of protein intake and see if we could actually tackle it with a task over a couple of days. So the first image you're seeing here is basically awareness using the MyFitnessPal app. Now, I know there's a lot of people who say you need to use this, you need to use this. I just like using it for awareness of protein, if anything, to get someone started on. So everyone can talk about the topic of using it. It's all over social media, but I'm going to actually talk about the intervention because we always say about eating more protein and stuff, but I don't really say how. So this is the first intervention we're actually going to tackle. What we found after taking just a day or two of tracking was around 120 to 130 grams of protein was being taken by Mark. So what we actually wanted to get towards is roughly around 170 to 180. So we use obviously the simple calculation here. What I did mention to him is you can go for the 2 grams per kilo body weight, but normally if you tell people to go for that, it sort of ends up around the 1.6, 1.8. So that's the reason why I do like to tell people to go for 2 times. If they hit it, great. If they don't, they're still going to be falling within a sort of minimal value. So that's great as well. Now, into the intervention, we actually dived a little bit deeper into it. So we got 120, 130 over the day. So we knew that was around 50, 60 off his minimum value, what he should be taking. We know the benefits of protein for like recovery and cell growth and things like that. So we actually wanted to dive in a little bit deeper into his day. So set him a simple task of seeing where he was at. When he came back, we realized that maybe the start and the middle of the day was where we could be making up the protein numbers. And towards the end of the day, that's where he was getting his majority of his protein. So he was actually okay there. So we realized around breakfast, the mid morning was like 8 grams of protein. Lunch got a little bit better, around 22 grams of protein. And eventually dinner sitting on a whopping 92 grams. So then we tackled a couple of methods and tried to use the intervention to see where we could actually improve upon this. So big sort of red flag here was obviously breakfast around 8 grams. Now, what I wanted to do is not make it absolutely crazy for him by saying, right, Mark, we need to eat steak, 7 eggs. It needed to be simple. Simple is probably a better way of increasing someone's what's the word? Taking up a new habit. So pretty simple. Alongside his usual breakfast of that, could he add a protein shake in there, or could he add a Arla yogurt, which he did have available in the fridge? We sussed that out, and then we realized that if we did add that extra protein in throughout the day, that would bring him roughly around or close to the mark that we were trying to aim for around here. So checking in with today at our session, and then this is the day that we came back. So we checked in Friday. You can see there's a significant increase on breakfast and mid-morning, and it's still heavily swayed towards evening meal. I'm not too worried about this though, because like you say, it's not going to change overnight, but he's made a conscious effort to actually try and tackle that, and that's going to pay dividends in the long run, so I'm happy. On the Saturday, you can see he's absolutely smashed it, so I'm happy with that. 8 grams to 42 grams just by adding in different sort of methods of foods or different types of foods. Lunch from 22 to 30 grams, so again a good increase there, and then we just pretty much we're okay with dinner there. So a significant increase of plus 42 just by doing a small intervention, diving a little bit deeper into the day to see how we can sort of tackle this and set tasks to come back to and maybe discuss it over the first 5 to 7 minutes of the session. From there, hopefully over a long period of time, we can put this into practice and it'll become a long, sustainable habit. So that is the simplest nutrition intervention that I wanted to take people through. If you enjoyed this and you feel like you're in a similar sort of place at the moment and you're struggling with these type of things, just reach out and I'll try and send you a similar video back or an intervention.